Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello, hi, how are you? I'm Muhammad Fitri. Welcome to Back to the Future. This is a special sharing session with an academician from Universiti Utara Malaysia in Malaysia, UUM, Dr Norafidah, where she will share about her experience using the MindMup application to do mind mapping, digital mind mapping online while she is teaching her students, her class. Okay, so I would like to introduce, to invite Dr Norafidah to come on board. Okay, Assalamualaikum Dr Norafidah. How are you?
Waalaikumsalam. Fine, Alhamdulillah. How are you, Fitri?
Okay, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So thank you for joining me in this session. Okay, so we are waiting for one another colleague to come on board. Okay, all right. So before we start, Dr. Norafidah, can you just give a brief introduction to the viewers about yourself and also and maybe your experience as an academician?
Okay, thank you, Fitri. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Fitri as the chairperson, right? And thank you for inviting me for this session, first of all. And I have not much to say about myself. My full name is Norafidah Ismail, and I'm working at School of International Studies for I think maybe 20 years. Yeah, and starting from tutor and then lecturer and up to the current as a senior lecturer. And at School of International Studies, I'm teaching subjects on foreign policy and subject on international political economy. And then when studying about foreign policy, we need to know about non-traditional security because it is part of the package, right? As well as the international political economy and non-traditional security studies, and the other subject is ancient political economy. This is important in the foreign policy. So my area is more on foreign policy, but I'm still learning about the foreign policy of the Middle East from my attention. Okay, that's all, Fitri, about myself. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So it seems that you're teaching mostly social science type of subject, is it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, in other words, a subject that requires a lot of understanding of concepts, theories, and being able to link one concept and theory with others. In other words, to have we call it a radiant thinking, where there's a lot of facts that you need to analyze, to understand, to remember. Is that how the nature of learning and teaching the subject that you're teaching?
Absolutely, the substance itself is not numerical, it's more on words and facts and points and ideas. So while learning all these huge data, we might be lost if we do not organize them in a proper way, right? In a proper structure. That's how I'm going to tell you about the significance of using MindMup, yeah, in a bit.
All right, okay. So, based on my own personal experience when I was still in school, I learned this concept of mind mapping, where we draw on a piece of paper. Is where we put fact in the graphical, in pictorial approach, and there are radiants. There's the main title, and then there's the subtitles. So I understand, and from my own experience, class with you, you have been using a digital version of mind map. So would like to learn about that. But before that, let me introduce. Yeah. Okay. Assalamualaikum Yushau. How are you?
Waalaikumsalam Fitri.
Okay, so welcome, Yushau also. So for the viewers, Yushau will be also asking and also moderating this session with Dr. Norafidah. So maybe Doctor, if you can show maybe a bit of the mind mapping first, if you can share.
Yeah, sure. Let me share
And
with
then I'll pass to
you.
Yushau after that. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, you need to maybe screen share first.
Yeah. Alright, this is the mind map.
So while waiting for Dr. Norafidah to screen share, I would like to ask the audience, do you have any experience using mind mapping, either the offline version or the digital version? And if you have, can you please type in the comment section area? Okay. So Doctor, is this the one, or you need to do the tab, sharing the tab like you did just now?
Yeah. Okay, let's you need something that we are doing that. We are creating the mind map.
Oh, right. Okay.
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 Right.
So
Okay.
let Dr. Norafidah share the sample of the mind map first, and then I'll pass to
Okay.
Yushau.
Right. Okay.
Silakan. Maybe you need to share again.
Yep, I share again.
Okay. Right. Okay, to the audience, especially
Sorry.
those who are
Comes
joining
the
from
same.
the Back to the Future workshop program. Okay, so Dr. Norafidah will be sharing her experience of exploring and trying to use mind mapping during online teaching classes. Okay,
Yep.
and I hope this will be beneficial for you in terms of what she will be sharing soon. All right, so
That's
here it is. Okay, so let's have a
right.
look first. Okay.
For example, presentation. Yeah, to create. Then
All right.
we
So
just
this is. So can you just, doctor, if you can just share a bit on the screen. So this is the mind map, right? So they have to go to, is it mindmap.com? Is it?
Yeah, you have to go to mymark.com, but this one we have to integrate into Google Drive for us
Okay.
to
Okay.
use unlimited mind map. So we have to combine it. I mean, to what we call integrate, yeah, with the our Google Drive. Then it will be easily for us to draw and to create the mind map.
Okay. But the website is mindmap.com. Is it?
The website is mymap.com. Yeah,
Okay.
the one
Let's
that I
see.
have shown to you just now.
Yeah, it's there. All right. Okay. I think it's there
Yeah,
already. Okay. Okay. If you can share again, please.
yep. So let's go to this one.
You need to share again,
If
doctor.
I'm
Dah
not
terkeluar
mistaken,
sekejap.
this one. Yep.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
All
So
right.
this is
Okay.
where you can go and to create a new map and then open from Google Translate. Quite easy. So we just if you
Okay.
have Gmail, that is marvelous. You can go ahead
Great, great,
quickly.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see some sample of how easy to create mind mapping.
Right. You want to see the sample? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a sample?
Yeah, I do have it. Yeah. Do you see it? Right. It's coming. Oh,
Oh, I
okay. It's
think you
coming
need.
the same thing. Tak apa.
Oh, you need
Wait,
to share in the tab, I think, or maybe share screen.
Share screen tak apa. It's okay.
Yeah, macam tadi. Yeah.
Mhm.
You need to do again. Okay, last sekali. Okay, for those who are following us today, okay, or later, okay. So all you need to do is go to MindMup, mindmup.com, okay, and also you can register for your mind mapping over there, okay. Okay, so doctor, if you
Okay.
can share.
Yeah. Okay, right there. Okay, here we are. Okay, I share the class note, Fitri. Here we are.
All right. So
I think
here it
you
is.
see
Okay,
it.
this is great. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So you can
How long
see
did it take for you to create this? So you created this. I remember you created this during the class, right? When you were explaining to everyone, right?
yeah, when you are doing the presentation during the class hour, so I'll try to catch up what are you trying to say and try to arrange all the ideas and the points so to make them see in a good flow.
All
Mr.
right.
Fitri.
So can you just scroll down, so that we can see more below there?
Yeah. Yeah. This is up to here, but
Oh,
the good
okay.
side, okay. If you want to change, for example, to the other form of my map, you can do so. Let me share with you. Okay, map team, for example, if you would like to say map team and standard. So it will go in that way, in that form.
Okay,
Mr.
okay,
Fitri.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the aim here is not to teach how to use MindMap. It's more like
No.
your experience of exploring, finding mind. So I'll pass that to Yushau. So
Yeah.
if Yushau, if you can, the floor is yours, Yushau.
Okay, thank you, Fitri.
Mm-hmm.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Isha? Yep.
So my name is Yushau Faidat, Fitri's colleague. So I would like you to introduce yourself.
Okay, she already introduced. Maybe we can move on just now when you
Okay,
were
okay,
Yeah.
offline. Okay, yeah, okay, okay. Okay.
okay. Let's keep that. So some of the questions I would like to ask you is doctor, please would
Yes,
you
ma'am.
like to share what is MindMup, sorry, to us? Explain a bit about it.
Okay, Yushau and the rest, and for the listeners and Mr. Fitri as well. MindMup is a digital means, right, for us to draw mind mapping. As Mr. Fitri mentioned to us at the beginning, he used to draw my map, right? I mean, using pen and a piece of paper, and I did the same thing when I was at the high school. So after some time, as the evolutions of the internet and the technology, right? So we found that Boozen, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Fitri, Boozen introduced my map online, then followed by other companies, introduced the same thing on the digital means. I mean, the digital ways of drawing the my map. And some of the mind map online application, it depends. Sometimes it's quite easy, sometimes it's quite tricky. But for mind map, this one, the applications, is very easy. That's what it has claimed on its website, and it is true. It's very easy. No need to spend too much time to learn on drawing mind map through this application. So mind map is actually a digital means. We are not using a piece of paper or pen, right, to draw our mind map. That's your shelf, yeah. Uh-huh.
Thank you very much. My second question is, how did you find MindMup?
All right. Oh, okay. Thank you, Yushau. That's I need to go back to 30 years ago or 30 years ago when I was young. It was at school. We were introduced this mind map as I said before, using a piece of paper. The bigger the paper is, the better, right? For us to use to draw the mind map. So at that time, we had big exam in Malaysia that by that exam we were qualified to go to university or not qualified to go to university, and then we just had few months to go to this big exam, right, a major exam, and a limited time, and it happened that the schools calling one of the speakers, motivator, and coming to introduce us these my map, but we use these colorful pencils and to draw the mind map. That's how I start using my map, and then exploring again and again at the university until I'm doing my PhD. So I'm still using my map, and even in class, as Mr. Fitri said, I'm using my map because my intention is just to let my learners, to see what the argument, for example, that we are going to discuss in the class, or to structure the idea in a good form, right? So among those, MindMup, right? I use MindMup, and before that, I use Xmind. Quite simple as well, but I think I prefer MindMup because it's very easy, super easy actually, Risha. Yeah, that's how I find MindMap. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, thank you. So how have a MindMup benefited during lecture and classes?
Mm-hmm. You mean what the say again, Ayesha, one more. What once again the question, Ayesha?
I think there's some internet problem, but what she wanted to know, why did you
Benefit.
use my
How
map?
has MindMup
Yushau.
benefited you during classes and lecture?
Right. Okay, that's interesting. How it benefit me during the class. The first thing is about the presentation, right? And when my dear students are doing the presentation, I need to digest what they are trying to say, because towards the end of the class, I need to do the conclusion. And so at least they know what they learn in the class. So I found having my map, online my map. Okay, the name of this application is my map. Online my map, helping me delivering my presentation in a structured way, as I said, and then students can understand that, right? And for the class note, when I do my presentation to the students, they are able to identify what are the key facts that they need to remember, right? And what are the key points that they have to learn for that particular subject, for example. And we try to build like a building in their mind, right? But that particular building has windows, where the windows are, where the sofas are, where the doors are. So we put all the points, the facts, and the idea on its place, right? That's how I see the benefit of using my map during the class note. And the other one is that having my map during my teaching and learning with my dear student is I found it's quite easy to remember what have been presented on my map. And the other one, Yushau, I have another 2 points to say about the merits of using my map, is that in terms of essay, okay, I'm also writing an essay, and students as well, right? We can't escape from not writing an essay. So prior to writing an essay, we have to know what we are going to write. And so my map, like this application MindMup, helping me to outline the essay of the structure, begins with the introduction, and then what the substance of the essay, what are the components in the essay, and by the end with the conclusion. So I really appreciate my map because it helps me to organize my idea while I'm writing the essay. And for you as well, for the student, I try to encourage my dear students to use my map, because once they write, okay, their essay, for example, or assignment, they know what they are doing, right? And it will be more coherent, more nicer, right? When we see the idea have been laid out in a good form. And again, Yushau, in the AC, when we are using my map, we are able to identify the themes or the subtopic in our assignment. So when we have themes, we know we are in we have a strong grasp of the ideas. Right? We know what we are doing. And in terms of ideas, for example, we discussed the merit of my map, not limit to the class and to the AC. Let's say if you have meeting, for example, okay, the meeting members having other ideas, and these meeting members having other ideas. So we have to organize them. So we need my map for us to organize, to capture the idea quickly, right? What the members of the meeting are trying to say. And the other one is to do the brainstorming. That's the beauty of having my map and this application, my map. Yeah, Risha.
Yeah. So the final
Mm-hmm.
question, what is your
Mm-hmm.
advice to those who want to explore new hubs for learning?
All right. That's interesting, Yushau. Um, um, I'm sorry for Fitri, because Fitri asking me to explore yesterday new app, but I a little bit refused because it consumed a lot of time to learn something new. But I think if I have a lot of time, I will explore more. So my advice is that we need time, right? Spare time, our spare time, for example, while we are sitting on the sofa or watching the television or what. So try to explore new application, because as my colleague said, Prof. Ratna said, it will cut off a lot of your time when you try to learn all these new things like applications. Um, like this MindMup or other applications on teaching and learning. And the other one is that before we start exploring new application, we have to set our mind that we are the people who think outside the box. We try to do that, right? And then we are able to expand our thinking by exploring new things. And the other thing is, Yushau, on the advice is when we are trying new things, we have to have, of course, ample time. The other one is we have to say to ourselves, this is fun, right? Let's we do something that fun. And exploration is the fun, right? And then try and error while using this application. We have to be patient. That's try and error. But I'm pretty sure after trying and error, you will get something interesting and you will be happy for that. And as I said, time is important. So we try to allocate time. We need more time, spending more time because this is investment for us. And then towards the end, you will see that how this application, MindMup, and other applications on teaching and learning will help you and save you a lot of time. Yeah, you shall. That's my explanation. Yeah.
That's all. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Yushau.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Norafidah. Thank you, Yushau, for sharing your experience of using MindMup. And I was I mean it's very interesting when you mentioned have fun, trial and error, because as you mentioned, when we learn new thing, we sometimes we make mistake. There's a lot of uncertainties, and of course it will require investment, as you mentioned, investment of time, and also maybe emotion also, because exploring new things, sometimes when things doesn't work, you have to be very patient, you have to be open to new ideas. But I'm sure the investment will really pay off in terms of, especially for the benefit of the students, benefit of the audience that is listening or learning from you. So again, thank you very much to both of you for spending your time, and especially Dr. Norafidah for sharing about your experience using MindMup. I hope and I pray that you will be more successful in using MindMup further, and also maybe you can share more experience later on. And for the audience of this short session, thank you very much also, and I hope you have benefited, and will try either MindMup or whatever other application for the benefit of you yourself and your student. Okay, so we'll see you back at the program. Okay, so thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi